Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everybody. I am Muhammad Ridho Hidayatullah from the second semester of Game Tech Study Program, Graphic Design Department. In this occasion, I'm going to present the development of game technology under the title Football Video Game is an Iconic Sport Game. Okay, let me explain on this title. The story of sport game is the story of football games. Since the console and computer game industry started in the late 1970s, developers have tried to make a better football title. No other sport has received the attention paid to gridiron play. This is partly due to the soaring popularity of the National Football League. With the advent of the video game era, football is an iconic sport with a history of more than 200 years. Naturally, such a historic sport was sure to become a part of everyday life. Over a billion people watched the FIFA World Cup at the time. It stands to reason that such a popular sport as football would become a video game powerhouse. Football video game throughout years. Through the years, plenty of game genre have become soccer themed games. Even before video game, people were mimics the game of soccer with unique tabletop games like football. The first soccer video game dropped in the late 70s. NHL Soccer dropped off the in television in 1979. Video game of football in 70s era. Nowadays, NHL Soccer was released in 1979 may look utterly unplayable. Back then, thought the blend 2D graphic and stiff gameplay were innovation. Technically speaking, the game had a few extremely basic elements. It saw the soccer and time on the field, the player in different color to different TNT between the two teams, and the ball also. The 1981 catalog entry for NHL soccer lists corner kick, goal kick, and the free kick action, which have been regular aspect of soccer game for the past few decades as back of the box feature. Innovation in the 80s. In the late 80s, the game of soccer started to look and feel better. In 1985, the company that would become Tecmo released the Tehkan World Cup in arcade. The Tehkan World Cup used a trackball controller, which offered a unique way to control the speed and the direction of shot. The gameplay camera is purely further than most soccer game, which came before it. In 1987, Matchday 2 introduced the kickometer, which controls how hard you kick the ball. Then, the Micropass Soccer Company tried to recreate the Tekken World Cup shot control, but with a joystick. Later, it was changed again to emulate youth international soccer by visually changing the game. Players are now somewhat defined. You can see that each team is wearing a jersey and short, as well as the player has hair now. The 90s, the era or the birthplace of modern football games. Soccer game really started to take off in the 90s. The soccer game we know and the play now all started here. Sensible soccer dominated the soccer market in the early 90s. Developer Sensible Software had previously worked on the Micropass Soccer series, where Micropass was low, especially compared to other C64 game of the 80s. Sensible Soccer lightning fast. Sensible soccer camera zoom out to a bird's eye view. With a better view of the pitch, players could make more strategic decisions that include more foresight. Sensible soccer also came to PC. In 1993, Electronic Arts published FIFA International Soccer. The progenitor EA ketentuan FIFA series. Even this, the first EA FIFA game, it became the best-selling Sega game of 1993. The first entry of the series used as an isometric viewpoint, presenting a smaller, more dramatic slice of the action. You could choose one of the 78 international teams and to take place in the game tournament mode, which mimics the UEFA European Championship format. The biggest difference between early version of FIFA and their modern counterpart, besides the improving graphic, is licensing in their deal for FIFA International Soccer. EA was not allowed to use player name or likeness, team logo or stadium. Slowly, EA was allowed to work more licensed teams into its game. FIFA Soccer features clubs from 6 leagues across Europe, include the Premier League. The following year, FIFA Soccer include player name and license. The modern era, FIFA and Pro Evolution Soccer. FIFA is a video game series that is published by Electronic Arts (EA) and developed by EA Canada. FIFA games are released annually, with the last one being FIFA 2022. Their games are accessible to over 51 countries worldwide and usually feature over 70 different languages. The FIFA series launched in 1993 and was the first game to be granted a license from the Federation International de Football Association, or FIFA, the official governing body for international football. The game series featured in the Guinness World Record for being the best-selling sport video game franchise in the world. And now, Pro Evolution Soccer, or PES, is a video game series that is published by Konami and developed by PES Production. PES games are released annually, with the last one being PES 2021. In this game, players compete in league with the leading team of their choice. PES is one of the biggest sport video game series worldwide. It is also one of the best selling sport video game brand today, having made over 400 million downloads on mobile and sold over 100 million copies across the world. FIFA and Pro Evolution Soccer, which is better? The eternal question among football game fans on which is better between FIFA and PES is sometimes hard to answer. This is because both have their set on pros and cons. FIFA has been around for longer and is therefore more established. It has more license, meaning that it features more real-life team and player. FIFA also boasts better graphics than PES. On the downside, FIFA can be quite buggy, and some new features don't always work as intended. PES, on the other hand, is often seen as the more challenging game. It doesn't have as many licenses as FIFA, but is make up for it with the excellent gameplay. PES also has a more dedicated fan base, which means there are a thriving community of mothers who create new team and player. Summary and conclusion. The summary is the development of football and computer game industry in the 70s until now. looks very significant from the time and the technological sophistication. The conclusion is an era of football video game that can be played with extraordinary graphics and with increasingly sophisticated technology. The football mobile video game industry now exists and will be even stronger. Yeah, that's all from me. More or less, I will apologize. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See ya.